don't know why I feel the need to share this story, but somebody might need to hear it or whatever. I don't know. I remember a couple years back, I worked at this place and we were all just sitting around talking. And there was this woman, she lived with her parents and she was flat broke, not because of the economy or anything, just a bunch of poor financial decisions that she was making. And she was trying to turn things around, which is great. And she's talking about wanting to move out of her parents' house. So I'm telling her, hey, if you can get your parents to co-sign for you, then you could probably move into the apartment complex where I live at. It's really nice. And she looked at me and she goes, I want a house, not an apartment. And I remember being like, oh, okay. And I wanted to say at the moment, but I didn't. But you ain't got nothing. So how are you going to sit here and, try to be smart with me? Step one, if you're going to hate on somebody, at least have more than them. Being a hater of any kind is immature and stupid. But at the very bare minimum, if you're going to hate on somebody, at least have more than them. Next thing, a lot of you guys are not mature financially, and it shows. You have a very Real Housewives of whatever state or city idea of what you think being financially stable looks like. As someone who has spent years in the banking industry, let me just make something very clear. Somebody wearing a bunch of designer labels does not mean they have money. Somebody driving a nice car does not mean that they have money. If you were to see me pull up with the car I drive, you would look at me like, is that your son's car? Because ain't no way that's your car. I have what you call an A to B car. It's efficient on gas. It does what it's supposed to do. If you judge me by my car, you obviously don't know me personally. Somebody taking luxurious vacations also does not mean they have money or that they're financially stable. Your bestie who's buying all the designer makeup and she's doing her get ready with me's, proudly saying the designer name of the makeup that she's putting on, that don't mean she got money. Somebody in a big house does not mean that they have a lot of money or that they're financially stable. None of these outward things equal financially stable at all. A lot of people, I'm going to touch your hand while I say this, and I need you to listen to me. A lot of people are putting things on their credit cards. A lot of people are taking out loans for things. A lot of people are borrowing. And with the creation of Afterpay and things like that, people are doing that type of thing. I've seen people drive the most elite cars consistently overdraw their bank accounts. I've seen people show us pictures of their fancy houses and then call the bank and ask if we would allow them to overdraw their account because they can't afford to pay their mortgage. I've seen accounts that are late on their mortgage payments, but they just came back from another country after spending 2 weeks there on vacation. I know what it looks like to be head to toe, purse, wallet, keychain, designer label. But if you had to apply for credit to get air, all of them would be dead. Credit score negative. There are broke people living in houses, in fancy houses. And I'm not wealthy, but I'm just saying there are wealthy people who rent. I used to be friends with somebody who would hate on me all the time. And she did the same thing this woman in this example did. She helped me move into my apartment. And I remember telling her, hey, why don't you move here too? We can be neighbors. And she goes, I'm going to get a house. Well, she got a house. I was happy for her. I'm like, girl, I'm about to be over here all the time. I love this. Fast forward a little while later. Once all the fees and the this and the that and the insurance and everything hit, and the light bill to warm up and cool down a house like that, She could barely afford beanies and weenies for dinner. Broke. When something went wrong with that house, nearly put her in financial ruin. Her trying to take care of it and get it fixed. You are very immature financially if you think that just because somebody has a house, period, or a big house, a fancy house, and you think, oh, this person automatically has money versus this person who is renting. Or if you look at somebody's car, somebody who has a fancy car versus an A to B or like mine, and you think, oh, she broke and that person has a lot of money. You are delusional if you think that just because of somebody's hopping on a plane all the time, that they got money. I've seen behind the scenes on a lot of these people living these luxurious lifestyles. I'm telling you now, they ain't got it. Even a lot of these celebrities, when they do these house tours, they rent it. That's an Airbnb that they didn't rent it from somebody. They had somebody bring in furniture just for that shoot. They are renting the cars. They ain't buying them designer labels. Those things are being given to them to advertise. There are very few celebrities who actually got celebrity money. Or maybe they had it at one time, but they ain't got it no more. Y'all need to, y'all somewhere along the line, y'all let all these influencers and celebrities and reality TV shows warp y'all's financial reality. And it's showing.